Hi everyone, this is Travis Mariah Care, and for today's video we're going to discuss about the delimitation. This is a topic right after Manang Jezreel's report. She has discussed the constitutional guarantees already. It is under press freedom and limitation. So I only have 7 slides here, so the discussion will be just short. First off, we are going to define what is delimitation. So for you, how do you define delimitation? Just write down your answers on the comment box, and I will give you additional points there. Okay. Uh, According to Google, delimitation is a boundary line or an outer limit. I know, and I assume that we have already encountered this word, like in research. We have the scope and delimitation in chapter 1 by. Next. It is an act of delimiting something. So we have to note the root word here. We have the limit is the root word. And according to Cambridge Dictionary, delimitation is defined as marking or describing the limits of something. So further, let's find out what this something means. So here it is, the limitations of the freedom of press. Freedom of speech and freedom of press are enshrined in 1987 Constitution. For there is no absolute freedom, press freedom has its limit in a democratic society. So Philippines is a democratic society, but it doesn't mean that press could just exposed everything they wanted to expose in public about a person, about a presidential candidate, because if if they do that, they're already violating the right of that individual. So the state also has the right to protect other people's rights and well-being, whether they were the whether they have committed crime or something. So your privacy of communication and correspondence shall be inviolable, except upon lawful order of the court or when the public safety or order requires otherwise as prescribed by the law. So press cannot just expose hidden, for example, press cannot just expose some said hidden agendas of the presidential candidates, especially if they do not have any proof of that. They aren't sure if it is true, if it is based on fact. And that's because that is already a violation, as what I've said a while ago. That is already a violation for the rights of the candidate. So if you're part of the press, I suggest that you focus only on a certain issue when you're exposing something to public. Whether, for example, there's just a recent scenario, whether you're a pro BBM or you're against him, just focus on a certain issue without ruining that person. So that's what you call limitation of the freedom of the press. Again, they cannot just say everything they wanted to say. or they wanted to make story, they can just do that. Okay, they will be held liable for that. Okay. Next, these are the examples I have found in the internet. The headline. So here provided the link here. If you're interested in it, you can click the link. When I will, I'll be posting this PowerPoint presentation to Google Classroom. You can download the PowerPoint presentation and then you can click the link if you want to read this one. This example uh, of of my report under press freedom limitation. Next, we have the 6 major limitations of press freedom. First, we have the libel, anti-obscenity law, invasion of privacy laws or right of privacy, law on national security, contempt of court, and copyright law. So among these 6, I will be discussing to you the anti-obscenity law, and yes, I'll be posting it also. And the rest will be discussed by other reporters. And the last one, we have the contempt of the court. So, do you have any idea of this? What is the contempt of the court? So, contempt of court, it is often referred to as too simply as contempt, or the offense of being disobedient to or disrespectful toward a court of law and its officers in the form of behavior that opposes or defies the authority, justice, and dignity of the court. So when a case is pending, the orderly administration of justice is to be protected. Any improper conduct that may directly or indirectly impede, obstruct, or degrade the administration of justice is contempt of court. That is the example of contempt of court. So, how will we consider? When will we consider if it is already, if it can be called as contempt? So, here it is. We have the here. So, it is contempt if it clearly shows tendency to impede the administration of justice. Second, it is if it is directed toward the court and is not a report of fair comment upon an action before the court. And third, it takes place while the case is pending or has not been decided. So, it is also contemptuous if matters declared by the court as confidential becomes published. Para ba lang? Dapat hindi pa siya pag i-news and then na-news na siya. So, but the court said na hindi pa pwede. So, that's all. That is can be considered as contemptuous already. So, reports and comments on proceedings, no matter how accurate, would constitute contempt. So, I hope we learned something in my report. That's all. Thank you for listening. This is the end of the presentation. If you have any questions, you can just write it down on the comment section, and I'll be happy to address that. Thank you. Bye-bye.